Al-Sudani opens the 48th session of the Baghdad International Fair. The event is underway with 20 countries and up to 1,000. Iraq is looking for the international and Arab investors to come into Iraq, all of which are looking for doing business with assurances they can invest in a secure and stable economic environment. It has been openly stated they have that and will continue with the support of the international community, noted by the United Nations directly this week. This is very good to see. Iraqi Parliament approves First Amendment to General Budget Law for 2023-2025, Article 2. After approving the budget amendment, Shaqwan Abdullah announces containing the problem of Kurdistan oil and employees' salaries. Quote, Abdullah stressed that there is no longer any obstacle to resuming oil exports. The fact that Trump has sent his new Secretary of Treasury people along with the Treasury Secretary is gigantic. What do you think they're talking about? The Super Bowl next week? Of course not. They're talking about what they're about to do, to give Iraqi citizens purchasing power. I can't say much, just that we are very close. Get ready. 3 issues that will come up under the new Trump administration. When these issues are worked out, we will see the project to delete the zeros followed shortly by the reinstatement back to FOREX. It is really that simple, and so now you can be assured this is very close at hand. We hope to see the budget passed tomorrow. They tell us it will be put before Parliament tomorrow. They're going to do everything on Sunday as far as the laws that are needed for the budget. If you do that and you open that budget, what's in the budget? What's in a piñata? A site that suggests that the Iraqi per capita share of GDP will increase. Quote, the German website Statista. The Iraqi per capita share of the gross domestic product will reach $6,000 annually in the year 2025. The Iraqi per capita share of the gross domestic product will continue to rise between 2025 and 2029 by $971, equivalent to 13.93%. He added that, per capita GDP will rise for the 6th consecutive year to reach $6,971 in 2029. They haven't pumped oil out of Kurdistan yet, and they haven't finished the unification of salaries yet. Those 2 items along with others will be a key component that to me need an real effective exchange rate. That's why they've been hiding 12(2)(c) of the new budget amendment. How long should we wait to go to the bank if we are not needing money ASAP? In other words, do you think it will start floating fairly quickly or will it take some time? This will be a managed float, which means it can only change plus or minus 10% per day. When the rate changes, it'll come out somewhere around the $3.80 range. That's my opinion. I don't think it's going to go over $4 until going into the 2025 budget period. I think it's going to stay below $4 during our 90-day window to exchange. I wouldn't worry about time waiting for it to float. Get it exchanged. Don't wait for this to go up in value because I don't think you're going to have that opportunity or time frame. They are kicking off the big expo in Iraq today, the 48th session of the Investment, Development, Prosperity Baghdad International Fair, happening today. Many are attending from out of the country, including 1,000 from the US. This will be a very big international fair for them. Vietnam is a communist country, thus it has a tightly controlled centralized economy. Vietnam has also been used as a storefront for communist China. This disguises Chinese products, making them look like Vietnam-made when in fact, they are only assembled in Vietnam. China deflects criticism and Vietnam has a booming business in product assembly, packaging, and shipping. A currency value increase would cause Vietnam and China to lose a huge export advantage. China and Vietnam have both been long accused of currency manipulation. I do believe it will, indeed, be a while before Vietnam increases their currency value. Mr. Sammy says, we see Germany, France, Egypt, they're all saying to us, just do it. And investors that arrived today all praising Iraq, saying we are stable and we want to do business with Iraq. Even Kuwait, who has the strongest currency in the world, is now coming in and supporting us. It's looking pretty good. Frank, Kuwait holds the most powerful currency in the Middle East, but we see the whole world running to Iraq, not Kuwait. They know the potential of the float of your currency on an international level is going to be insane. Iraq is the prettiest girl in town and everyone wants to kiss her. I do have some wealth managers, redemption center contacts at work today. I hope to hear, was it wealth management related or currency exchange related? Economic expert, Bassem Jamil Antoine, revealed Iraq's dollar reserves. Antoine told Euphrates News that the Iraqi gold reserve is good and it is preferable for the reserve to be larger than it is now and commensurate with the size of Iraq's dollar reserve, which currently amounts to more than $100 billion. He explained that these assets must be converted into production in the economic and private sectors to create job opportunities for the unemployed and reduce poverty rates, stressing the need for local reliance in production and not resorting to imports. Antoine pointed out the importance of converting surplus cash liquidity into a productive sector that is capable of protecting the country and providing food security in all sectors. The economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazhar Mohammad Saleh, revealed via Euphrates News Iraq's gold reserves, which are estimated at about 152 tons. Saleh explained that its approximate value in the country's foreign investment portfolio is about $14 billion, which constitutes about 13% of the total diversification of that portfolio, which is distributed in standard proportions between other foreign currencies. Economic expert Safwan Qureshi said on Sunday that the voluntary reduction in oil production is likely to be halted through American pressure, noting that halting the reduction will result in an ineffective decline in oil prices. Qureshi told Al Maluma, when oil is exported from the south, the federal budget bears the costs of providing the service by the companies that carry out extraction operations within the licensing rounds in the center and south. He added that the transition to exporting oil from the region's fields, and with the existence of production sharing contracts, the costs will be higher for producing oil from the region's fields, noting the importance of resuming oil exports towards the Turkish port of Ceyhan in order to give Iraq additional export capacity. He explained that the Trump administration is trying to pressure OPEC to remove the voluntary cuts in oil production, and therefore the coming days may witness the return of production to its normal levels, meaning that prices may decline relatively, but this process will be compensated for by increasing quantities, and therefore the presence of 400,000 barrels exported from Kirkuk and the region towards Ceyhan will allow the design capacity of Iraqi oil production to be operated. The General Company for Iraqi Ports announced, on Sunday, the reception of 11 oil tankers that docked at the docks of Khor al-Zubair specialized port. The company's general manager, Farhan al-Fartusi, told Shafaq news agency, increasing the volume of revenues was one of the priorities of work in the ports, and this continuous handling of oil tankers and commercial ships contributes to strengthening the state's resources. He added, Khor al-Zubair specialized port received today 11 oil tankers, some of which were loaded with various materials such as fuel oil, solvents, crude, Vlankat, naphtha, and Saz oil, while